Welcome back. This is the last video in our conducting unit. If you're one of my students, right, this should be like the third lesson that we're doing, and we should have done our entrances, patterns, cutoffs, a little bit of dynamics, and then if you're not my student and you're watching this one, well, welcome. This is probably an interesting experience for you. But I've got a couple other videos, 2.3.1 or something like that, that has the opening stuff on this. We're going back and forth between the slide deck and me as we go into this, but this video is largely concerned with conducting. Okay, patterns, entrances, cutoffs, dynamics, interpretation. So we have already done patterns, entrances, and cutoffs, and this time is interpretation, dynamics, that kind of stuff. That's what we're getting into. Okay, so we're skipping way ahead. Sorry for all that. Okay, we did entrances, cutoffs, etc. Right. Just as a reminder, right? We've got our three different patterns that we've learned. We've learned our 2 pattern, 1, 2, 1, 2. We learned our 3 pattern, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Our 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then cutoffs, entrances, 1, 2, 3, 4, and our cutoffs, which I just did, 1, 2, 3, and off, right? Those are the basic things we've done. We're finding our ictus, all that stuff. Okay, so now our goal now is to work on expression. Okay, expression can mean all sorts of different things, right? It can just be straight up dynamics. It can also be how we express the music, right? Like in a extra musical way, right? What is the meaning of our music, and how do we, as the conductor, express that to the choir, so that the choir or ensemble can, or orchestra or band can express that to the audience. So our gestures are part of everything, right? We want to think about the size of the gesture, the sharpness of the gesture. And then what am I doing with my non-dominant hand, right? So far, everything has just been with the dominant hand. I'm left-handed, which means that I conduct with my left hand. I really strongly suggest, especially if you're a lefty, try conducting with your left hand. If you're a righty, connect with your right hand. It's just, when I was in college, I took conducting classes, and we all just used our right hand. It was just the hand that you used to conduct. And I just felt really uncomfortable for years, and then I went to doing 2 hands based on a book that I'd read, and that didn't feel very good. I did that for a whole year, and then I just started using my left hand only, and man, it was just so much more comfortable. So use your dominant hand, and if you've been conducting with your non-dominant hand for years and it's always felt weird, switch over and see how it feels. But what am I doing with my non-dominant hand, right? So sometimes I use it for entrances a lot of the time. If I've got a whole group, 1, 2, and then I'll just kind of let it drop. Or if I'm holding and I can bring a different group. One of the benefits of practicing with my non-dominant hand for so long is that I'm pretty good at doing entrances with my while I'm holding a group. I can switch from hand to hand because I practiced the opposite way for a long time. But your other hand can do a lot of things. But for this, because this is basics, right? We're not doing a whole lot of like multiple entrance kinds of stuff in these videos. I suggest use it for dynamics. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Sorry, it's really close to the camera. Right, or sometimes I'll do one of these guys to kind of make us quieter, right? But you can also see, right, I'm doing this, but I'm also doing it with my other hand, right? You should be able to do everything with just one hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm getting quieter. I also know something to do with my face, like little shushes and there are some conductors you'll watch who won't do anything with their face, right? That it's all about the gesture. It's a very like certain parts of Europe kind of not showing a lot. I like to show a lot with my face and my body language. So think about the size of your gesture, the sharpness of your gesture, and is your pattern smooth or quick, right? What are you doing with your face? I kind of talked about that already. You need to be expressive with your body and your face. If you feel the thing and you're thinking the thing, then your choir is more likely to do it too. Okay, so this is an exercise we're going to do in the classroom. You know, I'm asking everybody to conduct the openings of a couple of songs in different ways. So how about for this video, right? I'm going to do this song "J'entends le moulin," which I'm doing with our treble choir right now. We actually do this when we perform it. That we do two different openings to it. We have a soloist who does a slow version of it, and then when the choir comes in, it's quick, right? So, and it's in 2, but we start it in 4 because of it's slow. So I would go 1, 2, and 3. J'entends le moulin tic-tic-tac, j'entends le moulin tac. J'entends le moulin tic-tic-tac. I'm a little high, right, because I'm on the camera. Tac. Then I do it in 2. But let's pretend it's in 4. 1, 2, 3. J'entends le moulin tic-tic-tac, j'entends le moulin tac. J'entends le moulin tic-tic-tac, j'entends le moulin tac. Mon père fait bâtir maison tic-tac. Right. That's an example. When it's slow, j'entends le moulin tic-tic-tac. It's kind of a little bit smoother. I'm watching myself over here in the camera. Versus fast. 1, 2, 3. J'entends le moulin tic-tic-tac. You can see that my hand is moving faster. Now I actually do it in 2. 1. J'entends le moulin tic-tic-tac. J'entends le moulin tac. If you find, this is just a little aside, if you find that you're waving your arms around really fast, you're probably doing it. Your tempo, your time signature should probably be different. So in this particular one, right, if it's slow, j'entends le moulin, that's fine in 4. But if I'm going j'entends le moulin, tic-tic-tac, that's in 2. Because bum 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 bum. That looks like insane. Like my arm is gonna fly off. Plus, it helps the choir stay together if it's bum 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 yaka taka dum da. It's a little bit more interesting rhythm. Anyway, that's all aside and technique. So I would pick a song that you know, that you like, and practice doing entrances and playing with it in 2 different ways. And how does your body change? How does your body language change as you try it in different ways? Another thing that's really important is the text analysis of your song. What does your song mean? This is 2 different things, okay? Like I write up here, what is the plot of the text, right? What's the story that's being told in the text? And then what is the meaning of the text? The plot of the text versus the meaning of the text. For example, right now we are doing a song called Taka Taka, which is this Lithuanian folk song, where the text is about the sun rising, and there's a girl out in the woods, or a young woman who's out in the woods, and then a soldier shows up and he shoots a tree, and then he says, will you be my beloved? And she says, no, I will never go with someone who I will never go with a soldier. I will only go with a plowman. That's the story, right? But the meaning is like, no, I would never go with someone. I would choose life, right? A plowman who gives life to the earth. I would choose life over death. Is like the deeper meaning of the text. So it's important to know both of them, right? You want to know both the plot. Girl in woods, guy shoots tree, she says no. The meaning of the text, I choose life over death. And how does this music reflect the text? In this particular song, Taka Taka, the opening has like, it's all like, the whole song is slow, but it's kind of vibey, out in the woods, and there's echoes, and it's really slow, long phrases, right? But there's a big peak where she says, I give my word to the plowman. Then that's it shows like this, I choose life, which is a very it's a Beethoven thing. But anyway, what is the vibe of the text and the music? Are there moments that you want to highlight? And how do you express this to the choir? Okay, so that's what it all goes around to, right? I know the vibe, I know the story. This Taka Taka, taka, taka. Kind of sad versus the j'entends le moulin when it's fast. J'entends le moulin, tika tika taka, j'entends le moulin, taka. In that particular one, the vibe and the song and the plot don't really match up that closely. So we kind of go with more vibe because it's in French, and most people we're performing for are not French speakers. But what is the vibe? How do you get the story across with your face to your choir? And again, you have to be expressive. Right? You as the director have to be the first actor if you want to get anything back. Think about you're an actor and you've got your acting partner. You got to give some if you want your acting partner to give some too. And they have to give it back too, right? You should expect that from them. But you have to be expressive on your face first. I was never an actor when I was younger, but I have learned how to do it as a performer. And that's put me outside my comfort zone a little bit. All right, and then in our class, what we do is we have a project, a conducting project. So you'll work on a fragment of one of our songs for the current term. So whatever one of the songs we're working on right now. If you're at home and you're just doing this and you are not in my class, just pick any song. Okay. Work on the tempo, the breathing, gesture, entrances, cutoffs. This is basically it's combining all the things. You're conducted by yourself, then with a partner. Mark anything you want the choir to do, or any place you want something special. Okay, so this is where you kind of combine all of the different skills that we've been working on. Your entrances, ba. Your cutoffs, ba. Your multiple entrances, your dynamics, everything. Okay, if you're just starting, this is a lot actually. Okay, when I've done this with my groups, when I've taught conducting to them, like elements of conducting, it's like you watch a conductor and they can talk and do all this stuff at the same time and sing and stuff. They make it look easy because they've just practiced a lot and been doing it for a while. And you, as a very, very beginner, it's going to feel awkward and like you're kind of pretending that's because you are, and it's okay. Okay, you just go with it. You make it work, but it is fun. It's really fun. It's a different way to interact with music, and as a singer, you learn a lot about your songs when you're conducting. When you stand up in front of a group and you're trying to get them to do something and they're not quite doing it, you learn a lot as a singer, like what it's like to be on the other side and how much you have to do. So. So I advise learning a little bit of conducting. It's also great for, when you're practicing rhythms or whatever, it's good to be a well-rounded musician. So have fun practicing this. And that's it for this little mini unit on conducting. And I'll see you again next time. See ya.